Chapter 9. Suicide. Turning back. No turning back. Suicide is a scary issue. Scary for someone who is thinking about it, and also scary for the friends and family of that person. Suicide is a desperate measure, and it's also a permanent one. Once it's done, there's no turning back. This chapter looks at the issue of suicide and explores what it means to be suicidal and how it can impact your life and the lives of the people around you. If you or someone you know is talking or thinking about suicide, you need to get help right away. When April was very young, her parents split up. It was a rough divorce, and her mother eventually moved away with April and her younger brother. April's father had little contact with his children and was frustrated by the situation. Soon April's mom remarried and had twins with her new husband. April was often responsible for the care of her younger siblings and got little support from her older sister from her mother's first marriage. She didn't like her new stepfather and felt unhappy in her family situation, but nobody realized quite how unhappy she was until at the age of 12 she spent 6 months living with her dad. One day he came home to find her on the bathroom floor vomiting. She had skipped school and had taken an overdose of a common brand of pain reliever. As she was throwing up, she apologized for what she had done, saying it was a stupid thing to do. Her father rushed her to the hospital, where she was treated and released the next day. Her family was frustrated that she was released so quickly without anyone finding out why she had tried to hurt herself. No one seemed to provide any support to them. April returned home to her mother and saw little of her father after that. She did spend some time in the following summers at her grandmother's cottage. People noticed that she seemed a bit withdrawn, spending a lot of time reading and writing in her journal. When she was home with her mother, April's father spoke with her and her brother often on the phone and tried to remain a part of their lives. At this point, April was having a hard time at school and was seeing a psychiatrist who had diagnosed her as having bipolar disorder and had started her on antidepressants. It's possible that the antidepressants intensified her mania and caused her disorder to spiral out of control. She was hospitalized once because she said she was hearing voices and had threatened to hurt herself. When on the day she died, April and her father spoke on the phone twice. She was upset that she had broken up with her boyfriend, but otherwise sounded fine. Her friends at school said she seemed happy that day. When her mom came home, she found April's lifeless body. She had hanged herself in the bathroom. April was 15. Suicide is a confusing and frightening thing. Even if the person leaves a note explaining why they have done it, a suicide always leaves a lot of unanswered questions. Just as there is no one thing that causes depression, there is no one thing that leads directly to suicide. Someone who attempts or completes suicide is trying to escape intense emotional pain. This pain can be caused by many things. Some people believe that the increased access to guns and gun culture in North America are in part responsible of the incidence of adolescent suicide. Others believe that the increase in adolescent depression is responsible for the high rate of adolescent suicide. It's possibly safe to say that these are both contributing factors. Some facts about suicide in the U.S. Suicide is the third leading cause of death among young people aged 15 to 24. In 2001, 3,971 suicides were reported in this group. Of the total number of suicides among those aged 15 to 24 in 2001, 86% were male and 14% were female. American Indians and Alaskan Natives have the highest rate of suicide in the 15 to 24 age group. In 2001, firearms were used in 54% of youth suicides. Between 1980 and 1996, the suicide rate of African American males aged 15 to 19 increased 105%. In 1999, 20% of American high school students reported having seriously considered or attempted suicide during the previous 12 months. 8% of students who seriously considered suicide actually attempted it.